there isn't a hell of a lot to be gleaned from the new Star Wars The Force Awakens teaser. Nevertheless, there are some things worth mentioning, which I'm going to go through now. So be aware of potential spoilers because I'm including some of the rumored story details, but also bear in mind that a lot of this is just guesswork. Alright, let's do this. There are two possibilities as to why this character, played by John Boyega, is wearing Stormtrooper armor. Number one, he stole it. Number two, fancy dress party. I mean, he is a Stormtrooper. Though this has been rumored previously, I'm leaning towards that he is, and or recently was, a Stormtrooper. The armor appears to fit him perfectly, unlike when Luke and Han stole theirs, and they were forced to kind of rattle around awkwardly in it as they dodged laser fire that, let's be honest, probably didn't need to be dodged. As to how he got here, well, I'll get to that in a minute. So here we got a new X-Wing pilot. Pretty cool. A lot of similarities between this and the old uniform, with some slight modifications. We can see the old Rebel insignia still in use, possibly now the symbol of the New Republic, like in the expanded universe, but there's no indication that there's any stable system of government in place here. They're flying over a lake of sorts, which I'd hazard a guess is either the Ewok planet of Endor, as some believe, or more likely, Yavin 4, as the backdrop here does share some similarities with the world the Rebels used as a home base in A New Hope. Either of those being the case, rumors, on-set photos, and leaked concept art all point to this being the current Rebel home. This a lot of people caught, and you probably did also, and it's only a small thing, but I may as well include it. The Millennium Falcon looks pretty much the same, except for this new rectangular dish. If you recall, the old one was clipped off in the Battle of Endor by Lando, after he promised that he wouldn't get a scratch on it. You know, which is fair enough. That battle was intense. But don't make promises you definitely can't keep, Lando. You should have said, look, there'll be a lot going on up there. I'll probably get quite a few scratches on it, but I'll do my best, alright? We're all bloody trying here. Here we have a look at one of the new villains, probably the one rumored to be played by Adam Driver. We've seen leaked concept art of this guy before, including the lightsaber, and while it does look cool, I'd say it's not the most practical weapon. I was under the impression that the point of a crossguard was to protect your hand. But with this, you could just cut right through that. You can see though that this weapon appears to be slightly more unstable or even more powerful than other lightsabers that we've seen before. The way it appears to be almost spitting fire and electricity. Could have been built that way on purpose, or maybe the guy who made this just didn't know what he was doing. Of course, it could simply be a new design choice by Abrams. This location could be Endor in the winter. Maybe this is where the character seen in this concept art locates that burnt out Darth Vader helmet. I doubt it though. It's probably the ice forest world, rumored to be where the new villain is constructing a new super weapon. Han Solo will probably also show up here at some point if this concept art of him in snow gear is any indication. Finally though, getting back to why John Boyega appears to be all freaked out and stranded. The scene showing off the new stormtroopers looks as if they're preparing for some kind of assault, possibly a rebel assault. The door springs open and you can kind of make out what looks like sand and something similar to what we've seen before on a moisture farm. So I think that John Boyega is among this group, and whatever ends up happening here, he gets knocked out and stranded, awakening the next day after a night spent unconscious, sweating away in that armor. Of course, it's also possible that he's just emerged from a crashed TIE fighter, as seen in this concept art, after taking on the Millennium Falcon. Though it's also worth mentioning, he's not wearing the traditional TIE fighter outfit. After this is where he probably meets Daisy Ridley's character, seen here, which then kicks off the story. Also, just looking at her here, I'd say that this indicates she's probably the character that lives inside this fallen AT-AT, which again comes from leaked concept art. The kind of slapped together outfit she's wearing fits in nicely with that. And maybe she's on her way to the location where John Boyega is after whatever fight took place, so she could salvage whatever's left over, possibly? Who knows? It's a mystery. Alright, that's about it. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, like for example, where are all the original trilogy characters? Who's doing that Benedict Cumberbatch style voiceover? Some say Andy Serkis, which is, possible. And also, what's the point of this little plastic windshield here? Is that supposed to stop sand? And while we're on that, why do none of the sand vehicles in Star Wars have proper windshields? Maybe if they did, no one would have to wear those stupid goggles all the time. I'm just saying. And don't forget, my podcast, The Weekly Planet, will be talking about this trailer in more depth on Monday, as well as the new one from Jurassic World, among other things. I'll link that below if you care. But I'd love to know though, what did you think of the new Star Wars The Force Awakens teaser? If you have any thoughts on that, it'd be great if you left those below. Thanks everyone, take care.